Welcome. Yes, Junior, welcome to Dolly Talk. This is Dolly. How is everybody doing? Right. So I was going to I wasn't sure what I was going to do today, if I was going to stream. I'm working on starting a trial that was in 2018. The Mullis, I believe his name is. What the hell's his name? The corn pop rake guy. Todd Mullis. Yes, Todd. I found his original trial, like the full thing. Nefka, how are you? Because right now, the Todd has a mini trial going on, or a trial, I guess, technically, to decide if he gets a new trial. So he has to have a trial to decide if he gets a new trial. So I thought it'd be interesting to cover that. But then I was like, what? Well, I'm not quite ready yet. So I was going to do some tenant court with Middleton. But Katie filled me in that the guy we watched the other day in Judge Simpson's court, not my boy Buster. Who the fuck is calling me right now? Sorry, guys. Yes, Junior, thank you. Where was I? I am so distracted today. The guy with the really bad accusations of essay, okay, to shower call. And it was pretty horrific. The probable cause, I believe, is right now. So I haven't really listened to it. I'm going to try it. We'll see how it goes. If it gets really bad, I may have to cut out, but we'll see. But tomorrow, though, hopefully we'll start the new trial, or old trial, coinciding with the new trial, civil type trial. Anyways, the car guy, I assume. This is the corn rake murder trial. Or do you mean? Let me know what you mean. I need to start.
So the sworn part of the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God. State and spell your first name only for the record.
Christopher, CHRISTOPHER.
Thank you. Christopher, my name is Amy Reiser, and we spoke on the phone earlier last week and met in person this morning. I'm the assistant prosecutor handling this case, and I'll be asking you a few questions about your relationship and interactions with Zach Radcliffe today, okay? And if there's anything that you don't understand, maybe if my voice trails off or I ask a confusing question, just ask me to repeat the question and I can repeat it for you, okay? There is also a microphone that's in front of you, and that won't necessarily amplify your voice, but it is making a recording of the proceedings. And yes. I think sometimes we get nervous, so we might shake our head yes or no. And so just if you could remember to give us a verbal yes or no for that recording, okay? And if you need to take a break at any time, let us know, and you can do that too. When I'm done asking you questions, the defense attorney will have a series of questions for you as well, and the same rules apply. Okay? Can you tell us what your date of birth is?
December 20th, 2001.
And so how old are you today?
23.
And I want to talk about, do you live in Michigan right now?
No.
What state do you live in?
Alabama.
And how long have you lived there?
5 years.
I went to the other side of the country.
I want to talk about your time at the Oakwood Baptist Church in Saline, Michigan, Washtenaw County. Do you recall that? And how long were you a member there? Approximately.
10 to 15 years.
Okay. What's your earliest memory of going to the church?
Probably being in the Awanas program.
Okay, and what is that?
It's kind of like a program that helps you learn about what happened in the Bible, and you read verses and stuff from the Bible to get like your badges and stuff like that. You engage in everything.
Okay. And who did you go to church with?
My mom.
Okay. And did you have any siblings?
Yes, ma'am. I have 5 sisters.
Are they all older, younger, or?
They're all young.
Okay. And dad, did you have a dad when you were growing up?
Punished twice in life.
Okay.
He was in the military, so he was out of state.
Okay. So you'd go with your mom and your siblings? Okay. And do you know the defendant in this case, Zachary Radcliffe? And could you tell Judge Simpson where he's seated and a color of clothing that he's wearing?
Next to the fence on the left side, wearing the jumpsuit.
Okay, the record could reflect he's identified the defendant.
That objection, record shall so reflect.
And when you were in the church, what was the defendant's role at the church?
He's a worship leader.
And did you develop a relationship with him?
I did.
And tell me what you remember, how that began.
I had a lot of issues growing up with my mom. We fight a lot and argue, and he was kind of started being there for me and would talk to me when stuff was going on between us.
Okay. Like a big brother?
Yes, ma'am, I think
And did you share with him problems you were having with your mom? Yes, okay. And did you ever do anything with him outside of the church?
Yeah.
What would you do?
Go out to eat, go to the mall, watch movies.
And would he pay for you to go to the movies or go out to eat?
Yes.
And what about when you went to the mall?
He paid for everything.
What would he buy you anything? What would he buy you?
Shoes.
This is the preliminary examination to decide if the charges go forward. So they have to talk to the victims, find out what happened, get everything on the record. It's typically pretty, I mean, it's going to go forward, but they have to still get everything on the record. It is going to be pretty, I have a feeling it's going to be very graphic. So just a fair warning. I understand if you don't want to hear it. Hey, Katie, thank you for letting me know, because I thought they weren't going to play it earlier. Yeah, probable cause type hearing, I believe. It's a pretty horrific crime.
Clothes, whatever really I would look at.
Did you trust him? And would you go to his home? And where was his home?
Off of Bemis Road in Slang.
And when would you go there?
Every weekend, sometimes during the week,
Okay.
frequently.
And at some point, did something change in your relationship?
Yes.
Okay, what happened?
So we were just doing what we normally did, go to the mall, go out to eat. And there was one day when he asked if I wanted to make a bet with him. And he would tell me if the bet was that if I finished my food when we went out to eat, he would tie me something. And if I didn't, that I would have to suck his penis.
And what did you think when he first said that?
I thought it was a joke, like just guys joking around, making jokes like that.
Do you remember how old you were or what grade you were in when that conversation started happening?
12, 13.
Okay. Do you remember what grade you were in?
Fuck, man.
And he said that at the mall. Then what happened?
After the day went on like normal, we went out to eat. And he bought me a pair of shoes or clothes, I can't exactly recall. And then he got me out back at home.
Okay. And then what happened the next time you saw him?
We were at his house and we were taking a nap just like we normally would. And he told me that it was time for me to uphold my end of the bed.
And how did you respond?
I was kind of shocked. And I still thought he was kind of joking.
And what happened next?
He pulled his penis out and proceeded to tell me that I needed to uphold my end of the bed.
And where was he at? Okay. Was the door open or closed? Okay. And did you say anything?
Not really. I just was shocked still.
Okay. And then what happened?
I proceeded to suck his penis.
Okay.
Jesus, dude. Fuck.
And did he say anything while you were sucking his penis?
He would just make noises, telling me that it felt good.
Okay. And then what happened?
Hopefully a wood chipper.
Then, when he got close, I pulled his penis out of my mouth and kept going until he ejaculated.
And you kept going with,
My hand.
okay, on his penis? Okay. And what did he say when you were done? Remember if he said anything? And how were you feeling like that after the first time it happened?
After the first time, I was still kind of in shock. I didn't really know what to think of it.
Okay. And did you stay there that night or did you go home? And did it happen again? What do you remember about the next time?
It was kind of just the same scenario. Another bed had been made. I didn't finish eating my food. I had to uphold the bed again.
Okay. And did it always happen in his bedroom? And how long did this go on for?
Year or two.
Jeez, this fuck.
And how many times, when you say you sucked his penis, did you put your mouth on his penis? How many times did that happen?
Sometimes more than 15.
Did you ever tell anyone about it? Why not?
It just felt normal, like it was something that we did. He was my big brother, so I think it was just something that was normal to us.
Okay. He made it feel normal? Did he ever perform any sexual acts on you? And tell me about that.
It was kind of the same scenario, another bed, but I won it, and
You finished your food or whatever the bet was? Okay.
had to uphold his end of the bed.
So he lost the bet. Okay. And so what did he tell you to do?
Take my pants off, and
Did you do that? Okay. And what did he do?
then he started sucking on.
Do you remember how old you were when it stopped?
15, 16.
And you would have turned 13 in December of 2014, is that correct? Okay. And that was when you were in 8th grade? Okay. Did it occur before your 13th birthday? Okay. Do you remember how many times it occurred before your 13th birthday?
Fuck.
More than 3? Yes. Would he kind of pressure you into doing it or make you feel bad, or what would he say?
Yeah, he would, if I didn't want to uphold the bed as I got older, he would kind of make me, the way word things was that, like, he was my big brother, and he was always going to be there for me, so I just needed to do this for him, you know, how I want to.
Did he ever cry and say what?
That I was breaking his heart, and I wasn't going to do this for him.
Did he ever ask you to make any videos? And do you remember when that was?
After I moved down to Alabama and I graduated high school,
Okay. And what did he say to you?
he told me that there was this group of Japanese people that he would send videos of him ejaculating and jerking off to, and that they sent him money. So if I wanted to make some money, that I could do that.
And did you?
Just,
And where did you send the videos?
on Snapchat.
Okay, did he give you an address to send it to?
No.
Okay. To the defendant's Snapchat? And how old were you when you did that? Do you recall? Okay. Did you ever continue contact with him?
Periods of time,
Okay. And would you reconnect with him, or he would reconnect with you, or something else?
he would just
That's the defendant there.
reaching out to me, trying to get me to talk to him again.
And how'd that make you feel?
Kind of pressured into it.
Okay. Did you eventually stop communicating with them and stop making the videos?
Yes, ma'am, the videos, yes, but communicating with him, we still communicate every once in a while.
Okay. How do you feel about this now? How has this affected you?
Like I said, it makes me heartbroken as well. It sucks that it took me this long to realize that this was something that was wrong. That it's not just something that everybody does.
Yeah. Did you ever tell your parents or tell your mom? Well, thank you for sharing that today. I don't have any other questions for you. The defense attorney may have questions. Are you doing okay, or do you need to take a break?
Before you began cross-examination, you said it happened about 15 times.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Cross-examination,
Yes, sir. Judge, can we approach real quick?
for what reason?
Because I have to ask you a question regarding the question I want to ask.
The absolute look of disgust on Judge Simpson's face. That was amazing. Apparently they show him.
Christopher. So do you know what the age gap is between yourself and Zach? You think it's 6 or 7 years?
Yes.
So when you were 12 years old, you think he was 19?
I'm gonna
Yes.
And
cover.
You said that you've known him since how old were you?
8.
I'm gonna cover the witness stand. I don't want to, even though he's an adult, I don't want to. They should not have, because they didn't show the first one, so I don't know why they're showing him. Okay. I just don't want to. Risk anything, any kind of. I want to show respect for the victims.
About 8?
7. Yes.
Okay. And when you knew him when you were 8 years old, what was he doing at the church?
Worship leader.
So you're saying at 15 years old, he was a worship leader? Or 14? When you were 8?
I don't know.
Have you ever been convicted of a crime of untruthfulness?
No.
Were you convicted of a burglary in Alabama?
Yes.
Okay. And was that based on you being in somebody's house taking something?
I don't know.
But it's a felony.
Yes.
I'm going to draw your attention to what you were previously testifying. So you said that you've engaged in some type of sexual relations with Zach approximately 15 times at his house. Never anywhere else but at his house, correct?
Yes.
And for those 15 times that you were at his house, there was never anybody there but Zach?
No. His parents were usually there.
Okay, so while his parents were there, you would go back in his room?
It was in the basement. Yes, sir.
In the basement, all right. Now, does the basement have a locked door?
I don't know.
Can you describe the basement?
Not the details, no, sir. I saw you went down the stairs and to the right is
All right, does his bedroom have a lock or door lock on it? What size is his bed in there? Do you recall Michael Sizemore living in the same room with him?
Yes.
Do you know Michael Sizemore?
Yes.
And was he ever there? What else is in the basement? Is there a living room in the basement?
There was a living room and a TV.
Is there a bathroom in the basement? All right. When you would meet up with Zach,
I assume they're trying to imply, I guess, that he wasn't chained up or imprisoned against his will. I guess as a defense lawyer, it's about all you have to do, but it's not much better considering how young they were at the time.
where were you at? Like, where would you meet at before you would go back to his house? Well, obviously, if you were meeting up with Zach, you were meeting him somewhere to end up back at his house. So where were you meeting at?
Either church or anything.
All right, so he was actually picking you up from your house, your residence? And how far did you live from Zach's house?
15 minutes.
How far did you live from the church? How did you get to the church? All right, and then drop you off at the church by yourself?
She would come to church with me.
All right, and then after church, you were 12, 13 years old, she would allow you to go with Zach
Yes.
from the church.
Yes.
So you would go on just Sundays that you would go to church, or was there other days that you would go?
Wednesdays as well.
All right, so what time on Wednesdays would you go?
in the evening.
School night?
Yes.
And so on Wednesday nights, you would go to Zach's house also?
Sometimes, yes, sir.
And on the nights, on the Wednesday nights that you would go to Zach's house, you were engaging in relations with him?
I can't remember that.
So the only times that you recall are on Sundays? Or do you recall Wednesdays also?
The days all kind of blended together. Really know exactly the days.
When you were alleging that these things were occurring when you're 13 years old, were you also, had you reached puberty yourself? Did you know what an orgasm was?
Yes.
All right, so you knew what an orgasm was.
Yes.
And during this interaction that you were having with Zach, you knew to pull away from Zach?
Yes.
And you're saying that you were 12 or 13 years old at the time,
Yes.
but you don't recall what year?
You recall.
What year was it?
14.
2014. What do you recall about Zach when you said did you ever pull his pants down, or did he always pull his own pants down?
It was
And when you engaged, it was always him pulling his pants down. Was he standing up, sitting down, and then he pulls his pants down? And then how would you approach him? Would you,
be lying on the bed with him.
okay, so you were laying on the bed.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
And while you're laying on the bed, you put your head into his crotch area,
Yes.
like from the bottom, from his feet?
I don't understand the question.
Well, did you engage from the bottom, from his feet, or like from the side? And you did that every time?
Yes.
Do you know if he is circumcised or not?
I mean, he is not that. He is circumcised.
What is it? He's circumcised or not?
He's
Oh, come on. Oh my God. Like, the defense, he has a right to a defense. And we have to remember he is innocent until proven guilty. It's very difficult sometimes on these types of cases, but the defense lawyer has a job to do. I could never do that type. I mean, I feel like he's going a little. I understand challenging him, it's his job, but it just seems like he's going a little rough on it.
And you said this started approximately in 2014, correct?
Yes.
You know about what month? And you said that it went till when? 2016? You said approximately 2 years. So
Yeah. 2016.
how old were you in 2016?
15.
Turning 16 at the end of the year?
Yes.
Did you ever tell anybody that you had these experiences with Zach?
No.
Not one soul.
No.
Do you have a best friend?
I did.
Who's your best friend?
Tom was I.
Okay, what about, who else did you have as best friends?
I had a couple of friends that I play sports with.
Did you ever talk to them? How did you get wind that something like this was going on here? Who called you or who let you know?
Thanks.
Zach called you? And when would that have been?
Oh. Right before we went to Virginia.
And was he somebody that you've talked to in the last 5 years since you moved to Alabama?
Yes.
How many times have you talked to him?
Up to 20 times, sometimes a couple times a week.
Up till when?
Everything that happened. The university,
So you talked to him all the way up until October?
probably until September.
Did you talk to anybody else? Do you know any of the other people that are involved in this particular case? Do you know, I'll just give you their names. Do you know Devin?
I know them. I haven't talked to any until today.
Any of them? Because they're all a lot younger than you?
Doesn't matter.
No, I get it, but I'm just saying you don't know them because they're younger than you?
I know them.
All right, so do you know Weston?
I do, yes.
How do you know Weston?
He's related to these twins I grew up with.
Okay. Who are the twins that you grew up with?
I have to state the names.
Well, I mean, that's how you know them. Just say their first names.
Okay, Dylan and Nathan.
Okay. What about Max? Max?
I know.
About Noah? When you did your interview with law enforcement, the trooper that's sitting here in the courtroom, did you tell him that you also engaged, or he also engaged in having fellatio? I'm going to use that word. You know what fellatio is, right?
I do not.
It's proper. It's a more proper word for putting your mouth on his penis, or vice versa. So it's called fellatio. So did you let the officer know that he had engaged in fellatio on you?
I don't remember.
How long ago did you do your interview with the officer?
October, November.
So just this past October is when you gave your interview.
Really can't remember what they said.
Well, wouldn't it have been pretty important to tell the officer at that time if Zach had been performing fellatio on you?
Yeah, but I was ashamed of my story.
Are you married now or anything?
What's going on?
What is your current, if I can get it, your Snapchat user ID?
I don't know off the top of my head. I don't look at it every day.
What about your email?
My email, CEO.
No, hold it.
No, if you can write it down.
You can write that down. I'm not going to have it broadcast everywhere afterwards.
Yeah. Going into Snapchat and your email, you said that is that how you normally would communicate through text messages, through Snapchat?
What's that? Yes.
How about on regular telephone line?
Yes.
Phone calls, what about texting by phone also?
It's usually on Snapchat.
Yeah. Have you ever sent any videos
Yeah.
to him?
Yeah.
To him personally? Okay. Has he ever sent any to you? Did you provide any copies of any videos that were either sent by you or sent by him?
No.
That's completely wrong.
He was, I suppose, he was approaching some of the areas okay, but the way he went about it just seemed really wrong. And I probably would have wanted a female attorney for that. What do we got going on here?
Have a conversation with her about spreading lies about your relationship with Zach?
Huh?
Will you be able to provide your phone number as well on that piece of paper that you're going to write your email down on? The last thing I want to touch upon is there was some kind of payment that you said that Zach gave you. Where'd that come from? What was it for? Okay.
And I should point out also that these hearings can also be good for building testimony or transcripts, locking a witness into their testimony early on. So if they do go to trial, you can impeach them. You know, I'm not trying to say this guy has a good defense or I'm defending him, but he does get a defense in the court according to our system. You know, everybody does. So the lawyer is trying to just build his testimony out and just kind of lock it in too. So that's another positive of these examinanations.
And you said that you sent it to where? Where did you send it to?
It's not that.
His personal Snapchat?
Yes.
And what was that? Do you recall?
Exactly right, but something along those
Do
lines.
you still have those images on your phone?
No.
And how long ago was that? What was it, a year ago? 2 years? 3 years ago?
Snapchat, dude.
I'm 23, so I-
So after you were an adult, you were sending videos.
Judge rolled his eyes.
Was it a year ago?
exactly
Look
right.
at this.
Something along those lines.
Do you still have those images on your phone? And how long ago was that? What was it, a year ago? 2 years? 3 years ago?
I'm 23, so I-
He
So
rolled his
after you were an
eyes.
adult, you were sending videos. Okay. And you're saying that you sent videos and he was sending you money for videos that you were sending to him? And how did you get those payments?
Good catch up.
All right. And were they labeled with anything? How many times did he pay you? How much money did you get? Does Cash App have records?
I think so, yeah.
Are you able to look at it? Do you have your app on you now, your phone?
Do.
Can you look at it and tell us?
I do that.
Scroll out. You have your phone?
It's in my pocket, yes, sir.
You can find it quickly. You can go ahead and do it.
I'm skipping forward to.
11 now.
Okay.
Service.
Sorry?
It's still 11 now. Have the greatest service.
You don't have service.
No, sir.
That's why. So you can't do it right here from here.
Suffer.
How long did you know Michael Sizemore?
The same amount. Was that
So you met him at the same time?
after?
All right. And Michael Sizemore, was there two beds in that basement?
Yeah.
All right. And Michael was never there when you said that you were there. And you said sometimes that his mom and dad would be there.
Yeah.
And did you talk to them when you would get to the house?
Yeah.
Did you get fed while you were there? And give me a time frame. Like how long would you stay there? How long would you be there? Hours? Minutes?
Hours. Sometimes a day or two.
Spending the night?
Yes.
And where would you spend the night at?
Exactly.
Okay. And where would you sleep?
Spent
All right. And you were 13 at the time?
12 and 13.
And your mom was allowing you to spend the night at a grown man's house?
Yeah.
Or was he younger than that?
Definitely a man.
All right. But
Judge just did the same look I
and you're
did.
sure about the age difference?
100%.
Oh, for Christ's
Redirect.
Couple of follow-up questions, if you're okay. You said that Zach called you when the news broke of all of this last fall. What did he say to you?
He told me that Weston was about to say something about the death of the videos and that he was going to do it for a week.
And he was going to Virginia for a week? Did he tell you to say or not say anything
He told me not to say anything if anybody asked.
about the videos or something else
Does everything.
that went on between the two of you? And did he tell you why he didn't want you to say anything?
He didn't tell me when.
Okay. And what was your response?
I said, okay.
And how were you feeling at that time?
I was scared. I didn't really know how everything was going to play out. And then I started to feel kind of ashamed that I wasn't saying anything.
Did Zach ever make you feel like you would be in trouble for the things he did to you when you were a child? And you said you were in 7th or 8th grade. This started in 2014? Okay. And so your birthday is December 20th, 2001. Is that correct? So in 2014, you would have turned 13.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so that year, is that when it started before you turned 13, the bets and the oral penetration? Okay. And it continued until 2016? You said 2015 or 2016. And in 2016, you would have turned 15 in December, is that correct? Okay. So these penetrations occurred when you were 12, they occurred when you were 13, 14, 15, and they eventually stopped?
Yep.
I don't have any other questions, thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Mrs. Do you? Mr. Richard, how many additional witnesses do you, Supervisor, for scheduling purposes, how many additional witnesses are you anticipating?
So I have 6 more witnesses.
Oh,
Including
boy.
the one that's coming now.
I'm not going to be able to finish this today.
And
I'm
that
going
includes
to
OIC. So 5,
have to end it for 5 Eastern, or 6 Eastern, sorry. Maybe I'll finish this tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see.
more victims and OIC.
Got it.
This is just.
Actually, I'm gonna change that. I'm gonna call Jake. Just, do you think we'll go? Like, how late do you think we'll go?
Well, that's what I'm trying to anticipate, is my preference, if there seems to be some objection to going late, this court will go late. But once I conclude, I don't know if the parties are available to come back tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Because I'm ready to get this, or to continue on and get it done.
If we don't finish tonight, I could come back at 1 o'clock tomorrow. We'd have to check with the witnesses and the victims.
I have court in the morning in Grand Rapids, but I mean, hopefully I can get in and out. You know, it's a 2.5 hour drive. for me. So, and that's fine, but I just, gotta make sure I can, can make it.
I'm available for tomorrow, 1 o'clock.
All right, well, it would seem to me that, well, let's get this witness and then we'll work on.
I wonder if the defendant's going to be available tomorrow.
Did you say you were changing which?
I'm changing to Jake.
I'm guessing
Okay.
his schedule's pretty open for the next 60 to 80 years, assuming he's convicted.
All right, we'll get you in as soon as we can, all right?
Actually, I have to go back.
From another. They're coming from another city.
Well, I switched victims, so they actually have to go back. She had to go back.
Oh, she had to go
She
back.
started with Ian and had to go back and get Jake.
So, okay,
And my courier went this way,
got it, it's your fault.
onto the other end of the
Okay.
Oh, she can't get in. Her badge won't let her in.
No, isn't,
Oh, there's not to open the door?
there shouldn't be to open the door
But you need a badge to get on the witness
Oh, to get
stand.
out.
to go this way. It's-
Okay. They're there.
Jacob?
I don't know if they're going to put this witness up or not. On the off chance they do again, or they may. I'm going to just cover this window again just in case, and then we can go from there.
JACOB.
You may inquire.
Hi, Jacob. My name is Amy Reiser. I'm the assistant prosecuting attorney handling the case. And we met last week. I have a series of questions that I'm going to ask you. And if there's anything that you don't understand, just stop and I'll restate the question, okay? And if you need to take a break, we can do that too. If you need to get a drink of water, go to the bathroom, anything like that, we can do that. There's a microphone in front of you. It doesn't record, I mean, so it doesn't amplify, but it does record what you're saying. And so sometimes I think we get nervous when we testify. We might shake our head yes or no. But if you can, try to give us a verbal response, okay? You're doing good so far. When I'm done asking you questions, the attorney for the defendant will ask you questions, and the same rules apply. And if you need a break in between, we can do that too. Okay. How are you doing today? Nervous? Okay. Take a deep breath. Can you tell the judge how old you are?
24 years old.
And what's your birthday? October 25th, 2000. Did you always have to celebrate Halloween with your birthday?
Yes.
Okay. You graduated high school?
Yes.
In what year?
How's it?
Okay. And any siblings, brothers, sisters?
One sister.
All youngers.
Excuse me, Mr. Reiser. One of the things we didn't do is the last witness testified needed to supply in writing an email address and phone number. Could we make sure to get that? So go ahead, Ms. Reiser. My apologies.
So you're the oldest of how many siblings?
Three.
Three, okay. And where did you grow up? Like what city? Okay. And did you go to church growing up? And where'd you go to church? Baptist Church in Saline? Okay. And do you remember like what age you started going there?
5.
I think
5 years
we're
old?
Okay.
And with your mom and dad?
Yes.
And your siblings when they were born?
It's poor parents.
And as a part of going to the Oakwood Baptist Church, were you familiar with Zachary Radcliffe? And the person that you know is Zachary Radcliffe, do you see him in the courtroom today? And can you tell the judge what color he's wearing? Okay. The record could reflect he's identified the defendant.
That objection record shall so reflect.
And what was Zachary's role in the church?
He been involved in the band worship.
Okay. And did you have contact with him outside of church? How did that start?
Snapchat.
Okay. And do you remember how, like, you exchanged Snapchat with him or how you got it? Can you tell me about that?
Usually when it's snap, like it recognizes people, but individuals with it. So it was sometimes
Okay. And did you have a phone or an electronic device?
I can't touch.
Okay. And how old were you? And so did it recommend that you friend him, or is that how that works on Snapchat? Okay, so you became friends on Snapchat. And did you talk to him in church too?
Yes.
Okay, and how did you view Zach? Was he like a friend or?
And he was really popular in church. Everybody knew him. I kind of looked up to him as like a cool person in the church.
You respected him?
Yes.
And so you're 14, you got an iPod, you're communicating with him on the iPod, or? And were you in, what grade were you in?
He was in 7th grade.
And was it like a normal conversation? Did it start out normal? Okay.
Of course, it started out normal.
And at some point, did it go kind of beyond normal conversation? And can you tell Judge Simpson what happened?
That's it. Had abs at the time. Like,
When you say abs, like you mean abdominal muscles? Okay.
it's at the picture. Like that was
And what did he say?
thing. You just showing off your muscles or. Yeah.
Okay. And what's kind of the next thing that was sort of out of the ordinary conversation that happened?
Kind of went into asking me if I knew what it was and referred to it as a bro job.
Bro, like BRO, job. He asked if you knew what that was. And again, you're 14. Yes. And did you answer him? Okay, what'd you tell him?
Said that the term that I assumed he was talking about.
Bro job, BROWJOB. Okay. And then what's the next thing that happened?
Started talking about possibly meeting up at some point.
Sorry,
I
Justin.
was having trouble with my parents, and I just wanted to go out and try to escape from that. And he was there for me at the time. He,
Okay. And were you sharing with him the problems you were having with your parents? And so how was he kind of responding to that?
he was very empathetic towards me, kind of making it seem like that I could tell him anything. And that he was a safe space for me.
Okay.
Not that safe.
And so did he come and pick you up? And what time of the night was it?
Exact time, but 3 o'clock.
Okay. Everyone in your house was asleep, I'm assuming? Okay. And so how did he notify you he was there? On your iPad?
Yes.
Okay. And then was he in his car? He had a car? Do you remember what kind of car he had?
Kind of, I know, so they
Okay. And so what did you do?
come to my house, parked right in front of my house a little ways. And I got in the car. And, I started talking about things that were going on with my parents because I was constantly getting in trouble. I didn't know that we were gonna do anything so like a bro job or blow job. I thought it was just gonna be us. Escaping from what I did.
Okay. And so what happened when you got in his car?
So received, started talking, brought up the bro job, asked me if I had ever received one. And I told him no. He asked if I wanted to receive one.
And what did you respond?
I was hesitant at first. That moment, I kind of froze. I didn't know what to do, so I just ended up saying yes.
Okay. And you were 14? Okay. And so what did he do?
Right on the left thigh. Pulling my shorts down. Kind of just didn't talk. And
It is really heartwarming to see his family there, his parents there. Right there, I'm guessing. I don't know who she is. She doesn't seem too happy. But okay, so they're still supportive. This girl's like, what the fuck? Oh, and he's over there playing, I guess, hangman. Look at that, just playing hangman with the other lawyer. Okay, that's nice.
On your penis with his mouth? Okay. And what happened when he was done?
ejaculated in his mouth. Still frozen.
Yeah, it'd be
You were
nice if it was a
frozen.
hangman with his
In
face on
shock.
it.
I pulled my pants up and I asked to go inside because there's nothing else to do.
You asked him if you could go inside? Yeah, okay. Felt like you had to ask for his permission? Okay. And what did he say?
It's fine with that. Go inside.
Were you scared?
But
Okay. Did you ever tell anyone that night what happened? Okay. How were you feeling after that happened?
so many emotions. I've heard what a blowjob was, but I never received one, so I honestly couldn't sleep that night.
Yeah.
I didn't know what I was feeling. It's very nervous and anxious.
Okay. And did you see him after that?
Yes, the next morning at church.
Okay. And how was that?
Uncomfortable. Didn't approach me or anything, so. They,
Did he tell you anything about your Snapchat conversation that night?
told me to delete everything.
The conversation that you had with him?
Yes.
And why? Did he say why?
Well, sus.
Or we did it secret.
Okay. And so, do you remember, was that that was during the summer? Was it that in the fall? Okay, of 2014. Okay, so you would have turned 14 that October. So you would have been 13. Okay. And so, did you continue after that to communicate with him in a normal fashion on Snapchat?
At first, no, but then I kind of pushed it up. At church, pretended that it didn't happen. I just went on.
Okay. Did you not want to go to church anymore? And did anything like that ever happen with him again?
Yes.
And when was that? So the summer of 2015?
Correct.
Okay, so you would have been 14. Okay. What happened then?
I'm still having problems with my parents because I was always getting in trouble for the first time. It's just a normal thing that people do. So he ended up coming over again that night to pick me up because I want to drive or listen to music and maybe go get some food. It's a safe space.
Okay. So he picked you up again from your house and was it in the middle of the night or? Okay. And still driving the same sedan? And did you drive anywhere and get food or? Okay. Where did you go? Did you stay on your street in your neighborhood? Okay. And where's that? Okay. Is that part of the church?
That's where the church
Is. Oh, got it. Okay. And so did you go into the building, stay in the parking lot or something else?
is.
And listen, what did you do?
First, I will just talk about things that are going on with my parents. Girl again, he made it seem like I was talking about anything. And he proceeded to bring up this and that. Yeah, that's what I've ever given one. No,
Okay. Up to this point, Jake, had you done any sexual acts? Were you ever?
that's
So you told him no, that you had never given, was he calling it a blowjob or a bro job or something else? Okay, so you told him no? And then what happened?
he was asking me if I give him.
And did you respond?
first no. But honestly, I kind of felt no way first time.
And so did he take his shorts down? Or shorts or pants, or what was he wearing? Do you remember? Okay. And did he tell you what to do, or did you just do it?
I don't have an idea what we were supposed to do, but
And then what?
start giving him a job. I proceeded to do that.
Put your mouth onto his penis. Okay. And then what happened? Yeah, of course, of course. Do you need a minute? Okay. Sure. When you had your mouth on his penis, what, if anything, was he doing?
I started sucking and I tried to pull back, but he had pushed his hand on my neck, holding my head down.
Okay. And then what happened?
Yeah.
While he was holding your head down? And what happened after that?
That's what he was. Basically, I mean, I was more so dry heaving. It came up, but
Okay.
yeah.
Did he say anything to you?
He asked if I was okay, but the rest of the car ride home was silent.
Were you okay? How were you feeling at that moment?
And it was
Did you ask him to take you home? Okay. And what happened when you got home?
all I think. But thinking about the first time as well. I had to see him at church the next day.
You had to go to church the next day. Did he say anything to you? How did you feel when you saw him? Did he ever talk about it being your cute little secret again? And was that in person, on Snapchat, or something else?
It's on Snapchat.
What would he say?
I don't remember exactly, but I know it was just our little secret. I won't tell anybody if you don't know.
Did you continue to communicate with him on Snapchat?
I still kept him on Snapchat. I didn't really talk. About
Snapchat is usually erased.
still having trouble with my parents. It offered me dollars to send him a day pay, which I proceeded to do.
And when did you do that?
I don't remember exactly when, but shortly after that. So,
Shortly after the summer of 2015. So you would have been 14 years old or 15 years old? 15. And how did he send you the $20 for the picture of your penis? In person? Okay. And what did he say? Anything? And did you send the picture of your penis over Snap or something else? Okay. And did anything happen after that? Any other encounters in the car or anywhere else? Okay. And did he ever ask you for any other videos or pictures? And the location outside your residence when he parked his car the first time it happened, is that in Saline, in Washtenaw County? And how are you doing with all of this now? How are you feeling?
It's not easy because it happened so long ago.
Oh, hey.
Hello.
How are you?
All right, how are you?
Good. Have you been following along?
No,
No.
sorry. I had to. No. Apparently, Australians can't say no, they say no.
No.
Apparently. Anyway, it's a bit of a. It's not a very joyful stream. Is this what's going on?
Yeah, it's pretty brutal.
Is it?
Yeah.
Good choice, Ilya.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I was warned.
Nice one.
Thank you. I covered part of it the other day, so and it was a big case and it's early in the case, so I thought, yay, this is interesting, and it's just like,
Yeah.
okay, well, there goes part of my soul. Yay. I think I'll just go back to dick jokes next time.
Yep. That's your forte.
Yeah. But yeah.
Sapella, don't listen to this.
Yeah.
Okay. Should I leave, or maybe I'll stick around, but I'll just,
Yeah. Feel free to
I'll-
tune it out.
yeah, I'll just look up some memes. That's
Yeah.
fine.
We're only gone for a few more minutes, so.
Yeah, it's all good. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, no, you're fine. And real quick, Waterfall. Yeah, the corn rake case. I'm going to cover the old trial from 2000 or 2020 because he's currently trying to get a new trial right now. So I thought it'd be interesting to go back and watch what happened in 2020 to see if there's any issues with the case. But that'll be tomorrow or Wednesday. Probably tomorrow.
Okay.
On board now. It's not fun, but I'm here for the right reason. I want to put an end to this. It's not fair to me or anybody else. And not only do I want justice for myself, but I want justice for everybody else.
And when all of this came out, Jake, did the defendant reach out to you by message or by phone to say anything? And you eventually told your parents? When did you tell them?
All this.
When everything came public? Okay. Well, thank you. I don't have any other questions for you. I thank you for coming forward, and the defense attorney is going to ask you some questions. Do you want to take a break, or are you okay to keep going? Okay, thank you.
This Dick's going to ask you some
That's what Jen
questions.
mentioned.
Jake, I want to start with the car. What kind of sedan did you drive?
Wow.
So you were 13, you said, right? And he would have been how old? Do you know? Do you know how much older he is than you? When did you first meet him? How old were you? All right. And when you were 4 or 5, do you remember him being a kid also? All right. Did you grow up in the church where he was at? All right. So were you consistently going on Sundays? All right. And were you part of like a youth group or whatever that was there?
Yeah.
And was that
Some
part of that
people
youth group?
are asking what's the percentages for probable cause.
He was not in the youth group?
Yeah.
Oh, he was probably in the.
I've got this thing.
Do you? I was just looking for it. and
There
then
it
got
is there.
distracted.
Okay. So, guys, probable cause, even though it looks like it's halfway up the steps, it's kind of not halfway up. So, preponderance of the evidence is more like halfway up. So, this is the stupidest graphic in the world.
Really
And
is.
yeah, and I'm going to be rebuilding it. I am rebuilding it, even though the whole of the US really uses this. Hella over here on the other side of the world, in a country that doesn't exist, is going to rebuild it and save the United States. because the biggest problem is that the beyond reasonable doubt doesn't make any sense and has no little explanation next to it, and it's probably the most important one. So preponderance of the evidence is 51 to 49, so that should be in the middle, you would think, because it's 50, around the 50%. Probable cause is much less than that, so it's about, I think it's about 30%. So it's reasonable and trustworthy information that a particular person has committed a particular crime. Reasonable and trustworthy information. How you assess that, I don't know. A judge decides that. So it's not a jury, it's a judge.
Yeah.
Oh, it can be a grand jury. But yeah. So anything below preponderance of the evidence, 51 to 49, is pretty easy hurdle to get over.
Yeah.
But yeah, there you go.
Thank you. Very good.
Scintilla. Scintilla's my favorite.
Did you have a youth pastor there?
Yes.
All right. And as far as your time in the church, how long did you stay in the church? Till you were 18?
So I was 17. So
All right. All right. Were you ever part of the band or anything like that in the church? Are you friends with anybody else that's in the band? Were you friends with Ian? Ian? Is Ian in the band?
At the time, I believe so.
You ever taken drama and acting classes? Have you ever taken drama and acting classes?
Yes.
And for how long?
All 4 years.
All right. And are you still involved with that?
Wow.
No college or doing anything with that?
Yeah, he's a good actor. That's all this is. Sure.
When you said that Zach would pick you up or get you in the sedan, was this something that happened a lot, or was it just the one time each time that you just testified about?
Just one of those 2 times.
All right. So when you said he picked you up, where did he pick you up from?
My house.
And your parents were all right with you getting in a car with him?
No, they were sleeping, so I snuck out.
What time would it have been?
I don't know the exact time, but 2, 3 a.m.
So 2 or 3 a.m. you were able to sneak out of your house and get in the car with him.
Yes.
And the second time that happened, same thing, you snuck out of the house. And no other time have you ever been with Zach in his car or anywhere else?
No.
Never went to a store with him?
No.
Never went to a mall? Never went to a restaurant? You ever been with him with another friend, hanging out? So the only 2 times that you've ever hung out with him are the 2 times that you're testified to that there was, do you know what the word fellatio means? It's another word for penis sucking. So fellatio is just a nicer way of saying it. So have you, other than these 2 times that you engaged in fellatio against each other that you're alleging, have you ever had any time with him? No one-on-one time anywhere else? And you said that you first started engaging with him on Snapchat when you were 13? And would his name have been on your Snapchat from church, or how did his name?
Yeah,
on your
good
Snapchat?
choice, Ilya.
Well, I mean, if you pull your Snapchat, I don't have a Snapchat account, but let's say I have a Snapchat
I think I'll vet these a little bit better in the future.
account, and you pull it
Dude.
up, and you put my name in there. Would I pull up, or would you have to know what my name is to do that?
His name was suggested as a friend.
Okay, so did you friend him when you saw his name pop up on your Snapchat?
He friended me first.
Okay, so he friended you first.
But you
and
accepted his friend
then
request.
you guys snapped back and forth with each other. And when you were snapping back and forth with each other, it was based on what? Hello, how are you? What's going on? What else?
That's about it. I said before, he had asked me if I could send something for the house.
Okay, but does he know you from church to ask you for a picture of your abs? Does he know you from church well enough to ask you for a picture of your abs? I mean, you went from saying hello to, hey, can I get a picture of your abs?
Simpson is so fed up right now.
Do you have any of that saved? Anything on your Snapchat saved? Did the officer or trooper that was investigating this, did he ask for your phone or for any images or for anything off your phone that you may have had?
Asked, but I don't have any saved.
You've sent pictures, you said, right? None of those are saved either? You've never saved any of your pictures from the past?
No.
Welcome to Snapchat.
See you, Sasha.
So the two different nights that, and I want to go back and just touch on this. So the second encounter where it was alleged by you that you performed fellatio on him. What was the time between the first encounter and the second encounter?
About a year.
So a year had lapsed? And between those two time periods, there was no discussion whatsoever with Zach? Nothing on Snapchat, just randomly came out of the blue and said, hey, meet up with me in my car?
I mean, between those two times, there have been conversations of like checking in on me, asking what I'm doing.
Well, you said you were having problems with your parents at home, right? Were you still having, all through that year, were you still having problems? Okay, and were you staying at home? Were you going somewhere else? Did you stay at friends' houses or did you ask for other people for help?
No.
And was it a bad relationship with your parents? I mean, was it your parents that were belittling you or calling you a liar, things like that?
Pretty much, yeah. So I was always getting grounded or in trouble for literally anything.
You were getting in trouble for almost anything.
Yeah.
Were you sneaking out of the house,
Not doing chores or
doing drugs?
no.
So you weren't doing any drugs as a teenager?
No.
No drinking?
No.
So you said you were wearing shorts the times that you had the encounters with Zach, right? So it would have been warm enough to wear shorts both times. So that's why you think it was a year apart, because it was about the same time of the year both times? And you were wearing shorts both times. What about him? Was he wearing shorts? Well, he had to pull his pants down at some point, right? Well, did he pull him down or did you pull him down if this happened? Second time. Okay. You're saying he pulled his pants down while you're on the roadway somewhere?
No. We were part
Okay, when you were parked, where were you parked at? Okay, and where, is that near a main road? Where's it at? What are the crossroads, do you know?
Objection, asked and answered.
I didn't hear it. I didn't hear.
I'll let him answer.
Do you know what the crossroads are from where you were at? Crossroads? Do you know what the crossroads are where you were parked?
You just said it was Michigan and Moon.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear it. All right, so you were sitting at Michigan and Moon in a parking lot. How big is the parking lot?
Really decently sized, not big, not too small.
All right, is there other cars in the parking lot this time of night?
No.
Is there lights on in the parking lot? Okay, and were you guys parked under lights?
There was a light.
All right, is this another church?
Private Christian school.
So it's actually a school?
Yes.
And do you know there's video cameras at that school?
I don't know.
What about neighbors across the street or anybody like that that would be nearby? Or are there cars going by? Is it in a rural area or is it in an urban area?
Pretty cool.
So it's not in a neighborhood.
No.
So what would be across the street? Were you parked facing away from the school or facing toward the school?
Taking towards the school.
Okay, so if you're facing towards the school, what would be directly to your rear? What would be directly to the rear of the vehicle? I understand the parking lot, but I mean, what would be like the next closest building behind you?
Soccer field.
Okay. All right, so you're in a big area of the school area where it's got a soccer field and a parking lot.
Yes.
And you guys were out there at 2 o'clock in the morning or 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yes.
And then when you finish at 2 or 3 o'clock, whatever time it was, does Zach drive you right back to your house?
Yes.
And you go sneak back in your house? So you went from there straight back home.
Yes,
And then the next time that you alleged it happened, you went straight from there, same place?
that was the first time.
Okay, what about the first time?
First time was in front of my house.
Right in front of your house?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he basically came over to your house, sat in the roadway, and whatever happened in the car between you and him, and then you just got out and went back in the house. And that was also at 2 or 3 in the morning. You have an alarm on your house? Do you know if Zach is circumcised or not? He's not circumcised?
Circumcised would be cut, right?
Has he cut or not?
Oh, God.
Yes, what?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, he is what? Okay. Second, confirm. Your Honor.
Hey, Sheriff. It's all right. What's the matter?
Oh.
Close. I'm just going to go through a list of people.
Even
to see
Sheriff
if you
is
know them or not. Do you
uncomfortable.
know who Maxwell is? How long have you known Maxwell?
Yeah, okay.
12 years old.
You can go.
Since you were 12, so about 12 years. What
Yeah,
about
just
Holly?
went to ask him if he was circumcised.
How long have you known her?
Like 10.
So about 14 years. How about Noah? Don't know him at all? Never met him? How about Isaiah? Never
Are
met
you
him?
Jewish?
How about Brianna?
Anything?
Church, yes.
How long have you known her?
2, maybe 2 years.
How about KJ?
Yes.
How long have you known him? Okay, how old is he?
He's like, I'm out of here.
I
Is he an adult?
Going to my little
What
tray.
about KJ's dad?
yes.
How long have you known him? Okay. Do you know why KJ's dad's no longer the youth leader at the church? No idea. Were you involved in any of the information that might have led to him being removed from the church?
No.
Did you recognize KJ as the youth leader of the church? Who was the youth leader then? Did you go to youth group there? But you don't know who the youth?
Oh, when I was there, yeah, Aaron was lead.
Okay. How long was he there?
How many years would I say? 6 to 7.
Okay. Going back to the pic that you said that you sent, that you got $20 for, did you take that on your phone or through Snapchat?
Gave it to me cash.
No, the pic. Did you take the pic on your phone or did you take it through Snapchat?
Snapchat.
Now, the $20, let's talk about that. The $20 bill, when did you get that? Like how soon after your episode did you get that?
At church the next day.
So these,
Not the next day, but just at church in general.
so the next day at church in cash, like he just walked up to you and handed you a $20 bill?
It wasn't the day after the second incident. It was after I had turned 15.
Okay, with the picture? So you don't remember where that would have been?
It was at National Christian Camp.
The same place? What does that have to do with the church? Anything at all? Or are they separate? Are they separate from the church? I don't know. I'm asking the question with, is it related to the church? The Washington Christian Academy or whatever you're calling it?
But that's where Oakwood was holding their services.
Okay. All right. I don't know. I'm asking.
Well, you said it already. Like,
What? No, Oakwood Church, and I did not ever, I've never asked him that question, so I didn't
well,
know.
you didn't ask him, but he said what it said.
So you said that you got the $20 bill there at church on a Sunday.
Yes.
So both of these events, since you said you went to church the next day, both happened on a Saturday allegedly, right?
Yes.
Do you know what your Snap username is? If you would be able to write it down for me? Your email and phone number during that time period? If you know it?
I changed it since.
Do you recall what it was back then? Okay, would you be able to Your Honor, would you be able to get him to write that down for us?
You don't know what it was back then?
Yeah, he does.
I do.
You? Okay, yeah, we're gonna write it down. We'll get it.
And for one more time.
Just so we're clear, not your new ones. You know what I mean? Not, just so we're clear, not your new ones, but the ones from that period, yes. I'll give this to you so you can start on that process.
I'm going to ask you one more question, Jake. Do you know who Melissa was? Was the youth pastor's wife? Do you recall making up a story with Ian and Brianna? Brianna, to talk about seductive pictures that the wife was doing to get her husband fired? Did you ever call Zach and tell him that you were part of that? Looking for
Any redirect?
No.
Okay, you're all set, young man. If you've written all that down, have you written it down yet or no? Huh? Yeah, okay. Why don't you give that to my bailiff and then you are excused. Have you been able to check with your witnesses yet or?
I think we got to do that right now. So you're thinking Tuesday at 1 o'clock
Thinking Tuesday at 1 o'clock.
tomorrow?
Yeah. You're gonna go down and check? All right.
Wow,
Got to get down back. I could have done that one hearing.
that was
Oh,
interesting.
looks like that ended just in time.
If you can give a copy.
I mean, not
Oh,
soon
no.
enough, but
Oh no. Anyway. Okay.
yeah. So that's been fun, guy. Or
Yeah.
okay. All right, we're gonna end now, and I'm gonna redirect y'all over to a more fun trial. Not really.
Well, yeah, it's just about two children being brutally
Yeah, boy.
murdered. But there's taint.
Yay!
Yay! Yeah, cool. All right, I'll see you
So,
soon.
Sounds good. All right, I'll see you
Bye.
later. So I'm gonna redirect y'all over there. I'm not sure if I want to. I'm gonna see tomorrow what happens with this. I may try to finish it up because I like to complete things if possible. Otherwise, I will start the Todd Mullis trial, which is kind of interesting, about a guy whose wife was cheating on him with the pig supplier or hog supplier on his farm in Iowa. Because, you know, that kind of man is very attractive to an Iowa girl. And she is found dead with a corn rake through her. So was convicted in 2019, actually. But currently he's trying to get a new trial. So there's it's like a mini trial on that, but I wanted to go ahead and watch the original trial from 2019. So we'll probably do that tomorrow. But yeah, I'm going to end now and send y'all over to Hella. Thanks for being here, guys, and see you there.